Welcome to Disney A, the Canadian-themed Disney travel podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Krysta. That was very dramatic-y.
I don't know.
How are you, Brandon?
Oh, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
November's proving to be a very busy month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we were just discussing, we actually think it's going to be calmer, relatively speaking, in December.
Yeah, we're getting all the... Well, Disney told me it was Halloween in August, and so that was true. And now it is after November 15th, so it must be Christmas.
That's true.
Time.
Yeah.
Because Disney told me so.
Disney told me. Disney told me. Disney told me to start getting ready for Christmas before that, even.
Yeah. The first Christmas ad I saw this year was a Disney one, so there you go.
Yes, it was a travel to Disney. And I understand that. It's kind of like how I understand things going early up in, like, craft stores like Michael's and stuff. Like, you got to plan travel early. You got to plan, like, projects early.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is, like, they have a Christmas season that's a month and a half long or whatever, and so you got to advertise that that's happening before so people can book the trip there. It makes sense.
Totally.
But it was still the first Christmas ad I saw this year, so.
Yeah, and it was, like, literally we just got back from, like, late August when I saw that one. Yeah.
I didn't see it till September, but
I know,
it still felt a little weird.
You told me, and I was like, yeah, I've seen it for about a week. But yeah, it is Christmas time. And what are you wearing to commemorate Christmas time?
I'm wearing a wonderful hat.
Yeah, you got a new hat in Disney. It is a Santa hat with Mickey ears. They can't see you playing with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I got.
Yep, and also some other stuff. What are you drinking, though, before we talk about that one?
Coffee. It's not black, though. It's got a little bit of...
little something in there?
something in it.
Yeah, it was your Christmas party last night.
It was.
Because it's Christmas time.
It was, yeah. They got the memo at my work, actually. No, they just had venue issues, so they had to move the parties quite early this year.
Yeah.
Scramble. And it's not really much of a party. More like a dinner.
Yeah, well, still. There's still dinner.
Dinner. And Christmas.
And Christmas. So it's Christmas now. And in honor of that, I decorated for Christmas yesterday before we went to the party. And then we have a new tradition that we do after your Christmas party every year. We come home and watch Die Hard.
Yeah. Which makes for a late night, but that's okay.
But I'm explaining the coffee, basically.
Yeah, it's good. Coffee's good. Die Hard's good. Definitely a Christmas movie.
Totally,
not
even a question.
It takes place at a Christmas party, so it makes sense to watch it after.
Exactly.
Christmas party.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is the first time I stayed awake mostly through all of it. In a long time.
You only dozed off for like half an hour.
Exactly. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
I was like, hey, I haven't seen the end of this movie in a really long time. I am also drinking coffee with something in it. It's mine's a little stronger than yours. The bottle was almost gone, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is your nerd thing this week, Brandon?
Well, I mean, we just got back from our trip, so I haven't really done much else, but I'm going away on business this coming week. So
yeah, you literally got back and just have to switch suitcases and go. Yep.
Much less fun. Though my feet will probably hurt a lot less.
This is true. I wore heels, like smaller heels. I thought were fine at your party last night, and I was like, this was still a mistake.
Yeah.
My feet are not ready for this.
Yeah, and my feet didn't really fit into the dress shoes that I was wearing quite that well, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're a little bit swollen or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really have a nerd thing either, except Dreamlight Valley is coming out this week, so that'll be my nerd thing after.
I know what you're doing while I'm gone.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, that'll be fine. I have an easy way to amuse myself. And then I did decorate for Christmas yesterday.
Swell.
It's like 95% done.
Which is less than normal because of our new little munchkin kitty. We don't know how she does with Christmas decorations.
Yeah, so we're not putting them all up. I only put up about half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks much less Christmassy.
Shucks. I guess you'll just have to watch that many more Hallmark Christmas movies.
That's the other thing I'm going to do while you're gone. Are you going to be sad to miss some of them?
No. They're all the same.
Yeah. Literally, we've been like, have I seen this one before?
You really can't tell because the
actors
are all the same. The plot is the same, so you can't really tell. But sometimes it's nice to just sit there and turn your brain off once in a while.
Exactly. And I have a couple books that are similar in that same vein that I'm going to read too. Looking forward to that. Because I'm going to be sad when you're gone working.
So sad.
Let's head to the news. Disney A News Update. Okay, so we don't have a show to talk about, but we did get a What If Season 3 trailer.
Yeah, well, that's coming very soon.
Yeah, that's
like
going to be the next one. Yeah, because we have been talking, of course, we had Agatha, and then I have a couple weeks, so yeah. What did you think of this trailer?
Looks good. I don't know. I really... What If is like 10 times better than I thought it was going to be when they announced it, and like up into watching the first season, I was just like, whatever,
Whatever, we'll put it on, who cares?
It'll be fun, but the animation is really good, and it's just a fun concept, and I'm kind of sad that they're not making any more after this.
Me too. I'm really curious. Last year they did the same time release, the over Christmas break, and it was a daily thing. For season 2, and then they're doing it again this year, so I'm wondering if there's going to be a Christmas episode.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're leaning into the Christmas-iness as much. Like, speaking of Die Hard, they had a Die Hard themed kind of episode last year. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it from the trailer, but who knows?
Yeah, they could just be keeping it.
Yeah, no, they definitely used that as like a marketing thing last year.
Yeah, it was like full on, like it's Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it looks good. Same thing. Kind of sad it's leaving. We are getting Marvel Zombies though, at least next year, and
yeah, and they might use it to branch out into other, like they have a few animation shows different, like the Wakanda mini series and then the Spider-Man thing. So they might just use their animation division to do other stuff, but I really like the concept of What If. It's very fun and cool to see stuff, like weird stuff.
I totally agree. It's like a fun way to explore, well, literally different possibilities. It's kind of the whole premise of the show.
Yeah.
Other news, Disneyland focus, Tiana's is open.
It is.
It opened on Friday was a busy day at the park, basically. We weren't there for it. We came home. We were there Wednesday morning. And
we were there for 2 hours on Wednesday. And we got... Well, we'll talk about that later. But yes, we were there for 2 hours on Wednesday, so we missed, like, most of the big celebrations for Tiana's and everything. But they were setting her up while we were there, so... Yep,
sure were, because they had... well, you can say they had the media night Wednesday night.
Yes.
And so they were kind of setting all that up and... prepping for
it. So yeah. But on Friday, Christmas started and Tiana's officially open.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, this is new, so it took a few hours for it to get going.
Yeah,
they had
like 4.
They had some troubles. And then it did get going, thank goodness.
It was funny because I opened up the Disneyland app and and I was looking just around the park because like you're used to looking at the times and trying to see. I was trying to see how busy it was with it being the first day of Christmas and Tiana's opening and stuff. And the first thing I noticed is there was a little star by the Tiana's ride estimated wait time, and I clicked on it and it was really funny because it said Tiana's Bayou Adventure now open, and then in the little orange print underneath, temporarily closed.
Yeah, it would have been better if it did not say now open.
Well, they do that. They do that on the app for the new rides. Like, Mickey and Minnie's had that for a while. Like, Toontown had that for a while. It's now open, but
no. Just kidding.
No, it wasn't. They did get her going though, so that's good.
I was gonna ask, what did the wait times look like on Friday?
I just looked that once. I was pretty busy. Even though it was a day off for most of the office people at my work, I did a day on Friday to catch up from the trip.
Right, that makes sense.
And I was going pretty hard, so.
Okay, fair enough. The other thing is, It is, like you said, it's officially Christmas has started at the park. Festival of Holidays started on Friday. We saw all the booths while we were there all decorated and all the menu items.
They were teasing us.
Yeah, and we were like, come on, soft opening, come on. No, they did not.
They did do a soft opening, but it wasn't till the day after we left.
Yeah, which we figured, but yeah. We're like, did anyone want to test there?
It looks really good this year.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a lot of things that I would have wanted.
Yeah, me too.
And
we said that about when we went before and Festival of the Holidays was on over Christmas, is that it's like really, really solid. Like, they do well with like comfort food type things. And
yeah, and there's less booths than your food and wine festival.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But there was no duds either, so I don't know.
I'm just actually going to bring up the names of all the booths. Just as like a quick little
Holiday Spirits or something.
Yeah, and there was Sliderland.
Sliderland. That sounds like a great place to go.
Right? Okay, so and yes, we definitely snooped at all these, and there wasn't a single booth where I didn't want at least one thing.
Yeah, it was cool having the booths up because they're all decorated and they had the menus on the side like they do. Like, they weren't hiding it. I think they had released the preview blog while we were there or something, so it wasn't like a secret or anything, but yeah, everything looked like it was ready to go, and like it felt like they could just open and give me the food.
It's right there. There were 7 festive marketplace booths. There's also like other places around DCA and Downtown Disney do take part in this. And everything.
It's just like all the food festivals. The real restaurants also have a special item sometimes.
Yeah, or like the churro cart or whatever. But these are just the names of the booths. There's Merry Mashups, Brews and Bites, Favorite Things, Holiday Duets, A Twist on Tradition, Winter Sliderland, and Grandma's Recipes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those all sound good. Did you want me to go through any of these, or just like those are the things?
When we were there a couple of years ago now, and did the holiday food festival, we called it the mac and cheese festival because there were so many. There is a fair bit of mac and cheese, but it's a little more diverse this time.
I think I only saw like one, maybe two.
There was one booth that had two.
Two different variations,
and then they do the combo thing.
Yes.
That was the holiday mashup or whatever it was. And they looked like really good mac and cheese, though.
I'm actually I saw Fresh Baked did a video already on like
Makes
they did opening day and stuff like that, so I'm curious to watch.
Just make me jealous.
Yeah, I know.
Although it's food, so we should probably watch Magic Journeys.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we probably will do that. But we enjoy Fresh Baked when he goes to those things with his wife, and he went with his wife.
He does have more fun that way. He
has a few drinks.
Has a couple beverages. Who would do that?
And just judging from the pictures that she posted of him on Instagram, I was like, oh, that'll be funny.
That's true. That is a good time.
Actually, Magic Journeys to actually get information, Fresh Baked to laugh.
For pure entertainment value, yeah.
And of course, they have related merch and everything like that out for Festival of the Holidays now. We didn't see any of that while we were there. I've seen pictures, of course, now since. But they did have all the regular holiday merch out while we were there.
Yeah.
And the holiday parade has started, like all the stuff.
Which we missed all of that, but that's okay.
Yeah, the holiday parade we saw when we were there over New Year's, and apparently it is noticeably reduced this year. Yeah, part of their whole reducing performers, right?
I don't like that.
I don't either. So I don't know what has been taken out, because I've just seen people posting about that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we definitely noticed certain things missing, but I don't know what has been missing yet. Also, that was just after like the first day. It's also things like maybe that section just wasn't ready to go. Maybe.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. Disney, and we can talk about this a little bit more in the main topic, but they seem to be in full data gathering efficiency creation mode. While we were there, we both got several directed surveys where it was clear that like you had scanned your pass to do something or whatever, and they sent you a directed survey on a very specific topic with
Right.
very directed questions, and I find that very interesting.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten them before, but they're usually more general.
Yeah.
You can be like, oh, I wonder if they're trying to find out, just like that kind of thing. But this one was like super obvious. I got one general one, and it was just like DCA in general, which was fine. But yeah, the other ones were very directed.
I got one. We got off the ride, Smuggler's Run, and like 10 minutes later, I got a survey that was all about your thoughts on Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, that was super directed.
I was like, that's creepy. Mm-hmm. How like, because you don't actually scan anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they're definitely tracking your location via the app, apparently. Yay.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, I mean,
No.
you have to turn on location mode to get your little dot on the map. So
Exactly.
they would know.
Of course. But yeah.
That's just the world we live in now.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. I read a book about that once in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Well, it was like something about like 19
Yeah,
something.
19 something.
Yeah.
19 something.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know, but whatever. It was interesting. So they're trying to improve, and hopefully they at least do a little bit pro-consumer improvement, not just bottom line. It's going to be mostly focused on the bottom line,
Of course.
but sometimes being pro-consumer can help your bottom line.
Exactly. Often it can.
So,
And Disney's in this interesting situation where they can do a lot before the consumer isn't. Like, the consumer will grumble, but they'll keep spending money.
yeah.
So there is like a fine line that they have to balance for that kind of thing.
A thick line that they have to balance. It ain't that fine.
Yeah. Any other news?
Deadpool and Wolverine is
Oh,
on
yeah.
Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that and weren't spoiled, I guess you can watch it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
We can
mind
watch it even if you were spoiled.
I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
Watch all 3 Deadpool movies back to
That'll
back
be
would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Since our December's not as busy, and I know you want to watch Christmas movies.
I do.
Technically, Deadpool 2 has a Christmas version.
Really?
Yeah, they re-released it, where it was like the holiday version, like, and it was recut to be PG-13, and then they had Fred Savage in the bed where Deadpool's reading him a story.
Oh, I've seen that clip.
Yeah, that's like, it was like a holiday re-release.
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch Deadpool at PG-13.
Yeah.
though.
I kind of want to just see the extra clips that they added.
Yes,
but
yes. I'll see the extra stuff. Yeah. I don't know. It could be fun. Okay, let's head to the main topic. At the park. We got back from Disneyland.
yeah, my feet still hurt.
Mine were okay until I put them in heels, and then they were like, nope, too soon.
No, my feet
Too
still
soon.
hurt. I don't know. It's come to the point where we touch down, take the Uber to the hotel, and as soon as I take the crosswalk from Catella into Disney Way, my feet start going, wait, I know where I am. This is not good. I have like feet PTSD or something. I don't know.
It's true. You always say it every time.
And yeah, no, they hurt quite a bit this time. We walked a lot though.
We did. It lulled me into a false sense of security because the first day we didn't walk very much, and I was like, wow, my feet don't hurt that much after a first full day at Disney.
Yeah, we got in early on Friday.
Yeah.
Earlier, it's the earliest arrival time that we've had, I think.
I think so too.
And so we went basically right to the park, and it was blissfully empty.
Yeah, it was shocking.
It was the least busy. Like, we've had a couple non-busy days. This was the least busy day I've ever seen.
Yeah, we got into the park around 2, which is like should be height busy.
And yeah, it was
Crazy.
We didn't actually do a vibe check, but the vibe check would have been like,
Where's everyone?
where is everybody?
Yeah.
And we just rode the heck out of everything.
Yeah, we were intending to just, we'll like ride a few things, we'll get some food, whatever. No, we did like more than 20 rides.
Yeah, I think we did, and well, the park did close at midnight.
Yes.
That night, so we had your like 10 hours or whatever. But we did something like 23, 24 rides in that time, and
without like trying.
No lightning lane because it was only a partial day.
Yeah,
and it's just like we were planning on being a little bit more relaxed because like it's a long travel day or whatever, and you're staying till midnight. But like when the lines are that short, it's tough to.
Yeah, and we weren't rushing anywhere.
No.
We're just like, oh, let's go jump. Oh, let's go jump on this. Oh,
Like every time you walk by some 10-minute wait. Well, can't say no to that.
Right? It was crazy. We rode the monorail in. That was kind of fun to.
Yeah.
So we end up, and then you look, and what Space was like. Space is a 20-minute wait.
Well, and that was a bit of a lucky thing that Space Mountain was closed while we were riding in, and it had just opened. So I think that was the longest line in the park, but we just hit it perfectly where it wasn't long at that point.
And we got off, and it was 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there.
And that was nice so that was our first ride on this trip, and that was really nice because Space was closed when we were there in the summer. So we got to ride that, and it had been a long time since we had ridden the original Space because when it was open before, it was in May, it was still Hyperspace Mountain.
Yes, I haven't done what we rode the most this trip, but Space would be like, it's probably Space. It's either Space, Big Thunder, or Guardians.
I would be willing to bet a shiny shilling on Big Thunder.
We did ride that 3 times back to back one day.
And Guardians for line to ride ratio probably would win.
Yeah.
We put some work on that. But Space was right up there, and it was busy every day except Friday.
Yeah.
And even Friday, it was the line got pretty long.
Yeah, everyone in the park just went to Space.
Yeah, it seemed like that. Yeah.
But yeah, even like I think our other longest line. So Space wasn't actually 20 minutes. It was just like we saw that and jumped in it, thinking, oh, it's not going to be. But it wasn't much more than that. Matterhorn was about
it was 20 minutes and growing. So by the time we were in the vehicle, it was like 23 minutes or something like that. But
Matterhorn would have been about the same, and everything else was as close to a walk-on as you can get.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Which was lovely.
Yeah, so that was Friday, and like you said, it was open till midnight. Saturday was a DCA day. We did not get Lightning Lane on that day. We didn't intend to. We intended to have a more chill day.
We took advantage of our Magic Key and tried out the Magic Key Terrace that day.
Which was great.
And then had some other snacks and lots of drinks.
Yes. Yeah, that was kind of what our intent was. We were going to try.
We almost had like a festival day without a festival being on kind of thing.
Which was kind of fun. I thought it was fun.
It was really fun. Probably drank a little bit too much and spent a little bit too much, but
Yeah, we knew we were going to indulge and did. Probably went a little bit more, but
well, once they start flowing and the mobile orders start mobiling, it just happens.
Well, the one time it was like the best problem to have is we saw Guardians was at like 40, 45 or something like that. And so you're like, well, let's grab a drink from Pim's and go stand in line at Guardians.
Which is one of the funnest ways to stand in line.
Literally, I enjoy that so much. Like, I weirdly enjoy that.
You can people watch and you sip your drink. And
yeah, you get to like look at all the stuff in Guardians.
Like the only difference between like taking a rest with a drink and standing in line with the drink is you have to stand.
Yeah.
But it's still a little bit relaxing.
For sure.
And the beer helps your feet hurt a little less.
That's true. And like I said, great people watching.
And great people watching, and then the time goes by, and then pretty soon you're listening to Pat Benatar and...
Yeah. Dropping and jumping.
So
well, but the problem was that time, I was like, that's great. And then we started moving, and we're like, this line is not 40 minutes. And it was 20, which meant we were drinking those drinks very quickly. And that was problematic, but it was fine.
Yeah. A little less relaxing drinking experience, but it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Didn't do any chugging or anything.
No.
Just quick sips.
Yeah, but that was a lot. That was the only time where I was like, ooh, this one probably was.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Magic Key Terrace?
I loved it, and I think we might have to go again on our last trip with Magic Keys.
We can do that.
Just because you'll never get to go again.
No.
Unless you make friends with a Magic Key holder, I guess.
Right.
But,
yeah. Or like not for many years.
It's gorgeous in there. It's kind of an it's a terrace. It's kind of an open air trattoria almost. Yeah. It felt like really well decorated. Feels kind of like a vineyard style Italian-ish place. And we got sat in a corner overlooking the walkway, kind of right across from San Francisco, and I could see down into Avengers Campus, and you could see down into the boardwalk.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know,
the
seats were great, and the food was really good.
Yeah, we shared stuff, and it was
we
really
shared
good.
a fried chicken, but it wasn't a chicken, it was a Cornish game hen.
Yeah.
So it was an entire Cornish game hen deep fried in fried chicken batter, but it was like really tasty, and it was like almost Cajun chicken.
Yeah, there was
fried chicken, because it was it had a little kick to it.
A little bit.
And the mashed potatoes might have been some of the best mashed potatoes
I know.
I've
I was
ever
like
had.
annoyed at how good they were.
Like, I don't know what they put in those things, but it might not have been legal, because I could have eaten in like a 2-liter bowl of those things.
Me too. I mean, I can do that from mashed potatoes in
good
general.
Mashed potatoes you can eat a lot of them.
Yeah, but no, this was like next level.
But yeah, I don't think you can do it justice with just words. Like, like the garlic and creaminess, like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so good. Like,
that's some of the best food I've had at the parks.
Yeah, and we've had some good food at parks.
Disneyland actually, like, for the most part, does pretty darn good food. And we actually ate a lot this trip.
We did.
In general.
Well, it's one of the few times we've been there and it hasn't been a food festival going on. Although we actually haven't, since we've had Magic Keys. I have, but you haven't been there. And I was like, oh man, we could use our sip and savor deal.
True, yeah.
But when I was there over Easter in March.
Depending on the timing of the Lunar New Year, it might still be on when we go.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know.
I don't know when that is. I know it starts in January,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, really, really good. And then at the so DCA closed at 10, and we stayed and we watched World of Color. They're 10 o'clock ones, so you stay later. And then I ran over into Disneyland and got corn dogs.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great.
But yeah, it was like a more chill day, and like you said, we just like tried a bunch of different food. Were there any other food standouts, or was Magic Key Terrace like the pinnacle? Magic
Key Terrace was the best. I'm trying to think of what other random stuff we tried.
We did things like, we had lots of snack type things. Like we had the Edelweiss brat.
Oh, that was quite good.
Yeah, we had like Docking Bay 7.
So the Edelweiss brat was more like a elevated hot dog.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But the pretzel bun on that was like worth the price of admission. The hot dog itself, I could have done with a better chunk of meat. That was more like a brat rather than a kind of crappy Oscar Mayer wiener type situation. But the bun, it was really good.
I can see why there's a lot of hype around those bread things. So.
Yeah, and we went to the new Hungry Bear.
Yes.
And the loaded fries were absolutely excellent.
Oh yeah.
It was like the best kind of nachos you ever had, but with fries instead of chips.
Yeah, really good fries.
Very tasty. And then we shared the barbecue platter.
The platter, yeah.
And that was okay. The portion seemed a little small on that for what you were paying.
The sides were really good, but like you're not paying that for the sides, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And it was good. Like the brisket was like solid.
Pulled pork was solid.
And the pulled pork was good. I would say the brisket, you could tell it was a theme park brisket, not real brisket. But whatever. What else did we have?
Oh, we had things like, I had a Dole Whip, of course. I did have at Hungry Bear, though, I did have the new Pink's lemonade with the pickle.
Oh, yes. So the sparkling lemonade at Refreshment Corner is still on the menu, even though that was a summer thing. It seems like
I had that too. Yeah,
they're going to be keeping that on the menu, but now they have a pink pickle lemonade at Hungry Bear. What did you think of that?
I actually really liked it. I wasn't sure because I was like, is the pink lemonade going to be too sweet? Like, is it going to take away the tartness of the...
And it wasn't... It was pink because of the strawberry flavoring, not because it was pink lemonade.
Yes.
Like, it didn't taste like pink lemonade at all. It was more like a strawberry lemonade.
Yeah, no, it was good.
It was too sweet for me. And I like the other one because it has bubbles. I like bubbles.
Yes. I had the new milk from the milk stand.
Oh yes, they have a new swirl, green milk base with, I don't know what they put in it, but there was also like fruit bobas.
It was strawberries.
Strawberry swirl.
Yeah,
that was good. It made me like green milk because
I really liked it.
Greatly prefer the blue milk. And then they had like a tagine swirl before with the green milk, and I didn't like that either. But this one I quite liked.
Yeah, so green milk I prefer over blue. I still like blue. Like, I'm not anti-blue milk. But like I slightly prefer the green, so usually we would just get like one of each kind of thing. But this one is better than any of the others. And I was okay with the tagine, but I didn't really like that. The other random thing we had a couple other things. We did go to Alien Pizza Planet.
Oh yes, we did. And I was like, well, we should try this sometime, and I wanted to sit in the like kind of outside area that you walk above when you're going into the Space Mountain
people
queue.
watching.
Well, you can't really see much of the people walking above you, but you just know that that's Space Mountain, and
you can see them going up. Yeah,
I'm all good, and we knew that the pizza part of Alien Pizza Planet is no good, so we tried a nice pasta thingy, and it was actually really good.
Yeah, so this was actually one of their seasonal one, and it was a blush pasta, but it was quite good. I can see why people say it's really good pasta there, and stay away from the pizza.
I was impressed because it is a quick service. That's probably why the pizza's not very good, and I wasn't expecting, like, I've heard the pasta's good to fine. I was expecting closer to fine, but considering it's sitting there, you walk up with your order and they scoop it out of a bowl that's been sitting on the warmer. I was assuming it was gonna taste a little like soggy pasta, but it was like perfectly cooked al dente, and the sauce was really good and had a little kick to it, and that was nice.
Yeah, I was surprised, and big chunks of Parmesan, and like So we had that and a drink. We had a po' boy from Tiana's.
Oh yeah, that was good.
We, you know what? We've had a couple things from Tiana's now. All winners. Oh
yeah, no, that's a good like their newer restaurants have all been winners. Yeah. You got Pim's, you got Docking Bay 7, you got Tiana's. All three of the newest restaurants are very, very good.
And then so blush pasta I said was seasonal. The other seasonal thing that you had was the kimchi tacos.
Okay, yes,
that was a DCA. Sorry.
That was a Halloween item that was still on the menu, thankfully, because we didn't get to try it because we were only there for a couple days when Halloween started in August.
Oh yeah,
and I'm glad it was still there because it was delicious.
Yeah, I know, you were like, I'm so happy I got to try this. We also had one, which was, so we had a couple different things. The other thing that we made a point to do was the villainous burger at Smoke Jumpers. That was also Halloween.
That was fine. It was a decent burger. The best part about Smoke Jumpers though is those onion rings. Totally they have unreal onion rings.
Totally
at
agree.
Smoke Jumpers.
And I think it's the only place you can get onion rings right now, or at least decent onion rings, because people used to love the onion rings at Hungry Bear, and they're not there.
They're not there anymore. Yeah. No, just go to Smoke Jumpers. They're really good.
Had a couple cold brews, sparkling pickle, like you said, a fair bit of drinks. We had, and then the one evening, the park was closing early, and we ordered a Jolly Holiday combo.
Oh, yes. Because several of the days we were there, the Disneyland was only open till 10.
Which I didn't even know it did.
Seems very early. Like, it felt early when it was 11. On the other hand, my feet were like, yay! Yay! It's all, you only torture me till 10. So we did a mobile order for the last possible window at Jolly Holiday because it closes at 10:30, but they start locking the doors at like 10:10.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They were very clearly open, but they closed the main doors and people went to try them and then left. Like
the side doors were open.
The side door you could still order. Like it's on the app that it's open till 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we did the mobile order. We got our thing and we got to sit on the terrace at Jolly Holiday and watch the people
as they were leaving
on their way out.
I've always wanted to do that.
I've always wanted to do that, but I've never want to do it at midnight because I just want to get back and go to bed at that point.
Yeah. Especially because we're always rope dropping the next morning, right? So we were like, it was a perfect opportunity. It was a really good idea you had. And the weather was like perfect for it.
Yeah, it was a little crisp, not too cold.
It was great tomato soup and...
I wore shorts every day.
Yeah.
That we were there, and like would start with a Spirit jersey or a longer sleeve thing or something, and then take it off during the day because like it got quite hot during the day, and then you put your sweater back on, and I was totally fine in shorts. It was
I was in a skirt or dress most of the days too. I did wear leggings, I guess, the one day, but that was just because I had the leggings along. But it was perfect to sit there, and we were all like cozy, and it was all Christmas lights were on, and we were watching people. It was actually the day, did not plan it that way, but it was the day they had the Christmas tree up in the park. We were very excited about that. It was, again, I loved at Halloween, being there leading up to Halloween, seeing like bit by bit them add everything. So it was really cool leading up to Christmas, seeing them bit by bit add everything.
Every day you could go, oh look, this is new and this is new, and kind of fun.
If I had my way, it would have been like the whole week, so we could have seen the actual final thing. But that's okay. Then we would have been there at the chaos of Tiana's opening and everything too.
Yeah, Friday would have been chaos. I would have just avoided it and gone to DCA probably.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Festival of Holidays started there on Friday, right?
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You just go on rides and
jump up and get your thing.
And I don't know. I think it would
be fine. We did do the tree pictures and everything else like that. But speaking of Tiana's, we did the Magic Key preview, the last possible window that we could have done it, because we did not realize it was not available on the Wednesday because they were doing the media. Or not the Wednesday, the Monday. Because
it was a holiday.
Yeah.
And you would think a holiday would be a busier day.
No.
But it wasn't, but it was very understaffed. So
yes.
This was a very clear evidence to me that Disney's trying to cut a little bit of corners, save costs. They don't want to pay people to come in on a holiday. There was clear understaffing issues, and like on a holiday they closed at 10 as well, and it made no sense. It was weird.
Yeah, agreed. But again, probably the staffing thing, right?
It was all staffing, and then so they didn't run any preview, like Tiana's wasn't running at all that day.
Yeah. So Tuesday, and we were starting in DCA, so the way it was working, and it works slightly differently now, which I'll talk about, but the way it was working is you had a morning opportunity starting at 7 a.m., and then you had right at noon another opportunity. And we were starting in DCA on Tuesday and being like, oh man, this is our last chance. You have to be able to start in Disneyland.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that.
Because the way it works is the first one, if you have a park reservation for Disneyland, you were able to book or try to join the virtual queue at 7 a.m. without being in the park.
Yeah.
You just needed a reservation. But our reservation was for DCA that day because it was early admission to Disneyland, so we avoid early admission.
Yeah.
And go to the other park always. Unfortunately, so we had one shot, one opportunity.
And you know what? I didn't throw away my shot.
And so we got a drink and sat down in Avengers Campus.
About 10 minutes before.
And got her going and got in there. And our thing was called within...
It was like an hour.
45 minutes because we had a lightning lane for...
Guardians.
And by the time we were off of that, it was like halfway through our window. So we kind of had to
Walk faster than intended.
Walk faster than intended over to Tiana's
Yeah.
to make the window.
I said, like, in a perfect world, it would have actually been, like, a little later,
Little
but you
later.
are not choosing.
No, you don't.
You're
no,
not playing that game.
No, you get what you get. Anyway,
Yeah.
the operations were seemingly going very efficiently that day, so I'm surprised they had problems on the official opening day.
Well, I'm wondering if it's because it was basically shut down for 2 days after that.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, yeah, they did a media thing the Wednesday evening, but it was not ramped up or anything.
The highfalutin people broke it all.
Must have been.
Yeah.
And the stores are open. Ray's Berets was open when we were there, and then the Critter Club opened Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the walls are down, including a bunch of walls around Haunted Mansion. So basically, because of the highfalutin people, they cleaned up that whole area.
Yeah, so Haunted Mansion's queue is almost done as well.
Ooh, and that includes the New Orleans train station.
So that's pretty exciting. It's the least amount of construction walls that have been in Disneyland for like a year and a half.
Yeah. The Main Street train station still has the scrims around it. And Big Thunder's going to be going down here pretty quickly, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate having that down for the holiday season. That doesn't seem great, but
yeah,
hopefully it's not too long anyway.
Glad it wasn't down when we were there.
No, we rode a lot.
I like that ride.
Yeah.
So, but what did you think of Tiana's and the whole process?
So the process itself, like you said, went quite smoothly, I thought. But okay, I was super excited to ride. First of all, that was really enjoyable to me.
Well, Splash Mountain was always one of your favorite rides.
I always used to say, actually, when I was younger, Splash Mountain was my favorite. And then as I got older, like, I always liked, well, except when I was 6, but I always liked Pirates and Haunted Mansion. And then I kind of, like, moved them up, so it was a 3-way tie. So it was...
They're all in a row, too.
They are. I was like, it's perfect. It's 1, 2, 3. But I was definitely sad when Splash was announced to be closing. I was really happy we got to ride it again. I understood why they were doing it, though.
Yeah. It was, like, political commentary aside, it was due for a refresh.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, all those animatronics were quite old. Some of them weren't working properly, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So, why not bring in a modern IP
during that time
anyway? So yeah, I don't know, I get it. I just wish they still called it Splash Mountain.
Yes,
to be honest with you.
I actually have a big problem with that, because when they were naming it, they said they all wanted them to be Blank Mountain. So in my world, that is Tiana's Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Or Tiana's Mountain. I don't even care about that, but like it had to be Blank Mountain.
I think they don't call it a mountain because it's in the Bayou, and the Bayou does not have mountains, so it doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I get that, but I know because of the history of how important it was to the original creators of all the mountains to name them all mountain, I'm doing it still. I don't care. But so overall I really liked it. I think they did a beautiful job, especially on the exterior. It made it all pretty. The audio animatronics are quite good. It's a super fun ride. It was kind of overwhelming taking it all in. I have one qualm with it, and I think it's the same one you do, and that's the big finale scene. It's great visually. It's the song is so meh.
Yeah, it's very underwhelming, and like it's tough because you're comparing it to Zippity Doo Dah, which is such an earworm. And,
I know.
And just like
iconic, yeah. Very
iconic. It didn't have to be that. It could be something that grows on you, but like I couldn't even tell you what it like the lyrics like I don't.
Well, and the thing that I don't get is so much of the movie has great music in it, and I'm like, how did you drop the ball then on this?
And typically Disney's pretty good about writing original music for their rides. Like, heck, we just had a recent example of Mickey's Runaway Railway.
That's amazing.
That's an earworm and a half. And it fits the ride really well. And that I feel like they could have done better with. I feel
like they could have too. Again, visually speaking, is great. The song is very underwhelming. And the thing is, if the song was earlier in the ride when you're like doing something, I'd be like, that's fine. I don't care. But it's the finale.
It's the finale. Yeah.
Yeah. You could have literally, if you were going to write a new one, you could have done better. Or you could just take one of the great songs that already existed in the movie and make the finale song in the movie do it. Like, I don't understand what the thought process was.
The other thing I'll say is it kind of takes the plot of the ride as it is. It takes away of the like Splash Mountain had like a clear like antagonist and climax to it. This is all just like it's kind of happening.
It's all an adventure. Yeah.
Which it's fine, but like
I get what you're saying. There wasn't a story to it.
No.
Really. Yeah. Or the story was like it was trying too hard to do it was trying to do a story that didn't really story.
And yeah, the good animatronics are quite good. There are some ones that feel like they're from the 50s still. Like some of the band animals just do the small world thing where they're just going
and then on the other hand you have someone like Mama Odie's is great. I really like Lewis's actually. That was
Lewis
really
has a couple of good ones and Tiana has
really
like
good,
some really good ones, but and then it's juxtaposed with the
it almost highlights it.
The beaver going like this, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's still a good ride.
Yes.
It does like the ride's the same. You're probably gonna get a little wet unless you're in the back. I made people jealous because I was in the very back and I didn't. I got a couple of splashes on me.
A lot of people say they got way wetter on the new one than they did on the old one. I can see that. I definitely got wetter on this
especially on the big drop. You'd never really get, even in the very, very front, you'd never really get that wet on the big drop, which always seemed kind of weird to me.
Yeah, me too.
It was always that middle drop inside.
We used to say it was the bear butt drop.
Yeah, because you'd have Brer Bear stuck in the tree or whatever, and that one still seems to get you pretty darn good.
That is the one that got me the wettest still.
But the big drop seems to get you a little bit more wet now. Like whatever they did to Pirates.
Pirates always gets me wet now too.
Splashes you real good on that first drop, and I never like if you're in the front row of Pirates, it's almost like being on Splash Mountain.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You get a little,
I don't know what they did to it.
I don't know. But they must have done the same thing to the big drop at Splash.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So just do be aware of that. We are not put ponchos on people.
No.
But
I would sooner die than wear a poncho.
But if you are put a poncho on person, yeah, you might need it. I haven't seen anyone in Pirates and ponchos, but I think give it time.
Yeah? Well, I mean, it's only the front row in Pirates that you really have to worry about. Like the first couple rows, maybe on the side, you get a little splash, but it's not. It's not anything. But yeah, I don't know. Ponchos are so silly. What you need is more like a plastic bag for your feet. As long as your feet don't get soaked through, you're fine.
You're fine. So yeah, I still really enjoy it. I don't think it's gonna be in my top 3 still, but I need to ride it another time or two to decide that. I really liked that we got to do it. That was a super fun experience. And I still really liked it. I thought it was really fun. It's not Splash Mountain, but it's really good and it's beautiful, visually. The exterior is great.
The queue is very good.
Oh yes, the queue is really good.
Especially the exterior queue, they did a lot of theming work that makes it look really cool. And then on the inside, they couldn't change too much.
Right, they have an existing structure.
But they turned it into instead of an underground rabbit burrow type of thing. They painted the walls a little bit white, and so it's a salt mine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It works.
Okay.
It works. But yeah, it was fun.
I liked it. It'll be good when the hubbub dies down and it's just a regular ride again.
Yeah, I want to ride it a few times before I come up with a final thought on it or a final for now thought on it. But yeah, like you said, the hubbub needs to die for a bit for that.
Yeah.
Maybe when we go in February because the Californians being scared of cold weather and all.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be going down for maintenance because it just opened.
Yeah, God, you hope so. Any final thoughts about being here this time of year or for the type of trip?
I think November's pretty good. You probably want to avoid the very first day of Christmas. But if you wanted to be there in mid-November, you take a rest day on the first day.
Yeah,
and
I think
then
that'd be good.
And then I don't know. It's a good time of year. The weather's excellent.
Oh, it was perfect.
And lots of stuff to do. And the crowds varied a lot.
Yeah.
Like we said, Friday was dead.
Yeah.
Saturday was fairly busy. Sunday was fairly busy. Monday was slammed.
But that wasn't necessarily the crowd so much as the...
It had a lot... Like, the crowds were fairly high, but not, like, unmanageable. But they just had...
Yeah.
Just had less staff. So you have things like... you have less trains on Big Thunder.
Or, stuff like that.
Or... less towers in Tower of Terror running kind of thing. Like, it's just... It adds up. And then Tuesday was absolutely crazy.
Tuesday was by far the busiest day.
It was as busy as some of the days we were there during the actual Christmas, like post-Christmas season, when they had sold out of fast passes or lightning lanes or whatever. And yeah, that was nuts. And
then Wednesday morning was dead.
It was dead. Yeah. We were only there for 2 hours, and we were on 8 rides.
10.
10. Okay, we were on 10 rides, and they were all big rides.
Yeah. Well, because we looped a couple things.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Space Mountain, Matterhorn twice, Big Thunder twice, or 3 times, and Pirates, and I don't know. It was whirlwind.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, and Indiana Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, so we put in some work in those first 2 hours on Wednesdays.
Oh, I lied. It was 8.
It was very nice after having been so busy on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was. We're pretty good about like understanding those things and like pivoting and working with it.
And luckily we did have Lightning Lane that day.
Yes.
And it definitely paid for itself.
But like people who say the weekends are busy and the weekdays are not, they're like,
it doesn't seem to be that anymore. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, I think might be your busiest days now, which is so weird.
It is. We noticed that in August though too.
Yeah.
The weekend was manageable, if not quiet, and Monday, Tuesdays were busy. Yeah. Of course, Monday, Tuesdays, they were also closed at 10, so we did not, while our feet were very happy about that, we didn't get to take advantage of, like, final closing hours or anything like that.
Yeah, when it closes at 10, a lot less people leave early. You don't, like, that 1 hour between 11 and 12 is always going to be a solid ride time on those days. Like, there's always going to be way less people.
You even have people, like, if you're there, say, as a family, and it's open till midnight, you're going to be like, okay, we'll stay till, like, 8 and then leave. But if it's open till 10, you'll be like, well, we may as well just stay.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it's more noticeable all the way through. Yeah. I really liked it. I had a great time. Obviously, I had a great time. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it turned out it was a good trip. It was quick again. And it's tough with my work these days to get away guilt-free.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty good, and I think work was okay, so...
It didn't implode.
Whatever.
We'll see how your business trip goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's fun. It is fun.
I really liked, and I like doing magic key things. That was fun.
Magic Key Terrace was very good. So if you ever get a chance to have a Magic Key friend, or if you have a Magic Key yourself, do yourself a favor and get some reservations there. And it's the menu's not extensive, so I don't know what
we'll have next, but I'm gonna try something. Like, it's good. It's really good.
The Cornish game hen was very good. Oh my gosh.
Any final thoughts? Other than Magic Key Terrace is delicious?
Oh, it's so good. Now I'm hungry.
Sorry. So that's our show this week. Thank you, Emil, who's responsible for the custom theme song you heard at the top of the show. You can find a link to his work at our website, disneya.wixsite.com/podcast. That's also where you can find a link to our social media accounts and our email. You can find Disney A episodes on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And if you've rated or reviewed our podcast on any of those, really, thank you. And if you haven't yet, it would be awesome if you write a review for us, especially on Apple Podcasts, because that's the one that we see. If not, like, message us and let us know. We will send you a Christmas card
It is Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean, Canada Post is on strike right now, but, like, hopefully Christmas cards still go out later, I guess.
They'll probably figure that out.
Yeah, probably.
It'll probably have a picture of us with the tree or something.
Sure does. Yep.
Oh, you already made them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it ready to go, so I just put the picture in.
I see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also pictures of our kitties.
All three of them.
All three of them. So that alone, I mean, really, worth a review. Worth the 30 seconds it takes to write a review. If you know someone who might like listening to us, please be sure to recommend us. Next episode, I don't know what we're talking about, because we were going to talk about Agatha before.
Probably still, but it's going to be a couple weeks from now because I'm going away on business.
Business.
I'm a businessman doing business.
So yeah, we'll do that, and then we also have some holiday stuff coming up because it's Christmas now.
It is.
Yeah. So I'm Krysta.
I'm Brandon.
And until the next adventure, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Thanks for listening to Disney, eh?
I would sooner die than wear a poncho.